lately have been starting to route Akina into their early routes and have been paid off quite well as well. And looks like
And we're starting with a boomerang and 10 arrows.
That was a map check, but I did not catch what it was.
There was a 1 crystal in Eastern or red crystal.
That was I saw a pendant on Hera, and I think a pendant on Desert, but it might have been a red crystal.
Desert looked red crystal to me.
Right. Yeah, crystal in Eastern. Yeah, okay, so Tracker's noting down 5-6 crystal on Desert as well. And Uncle having a big training for us today. Meanwhile, Zelda is taking the southern route to Kakariko and picking up those bushes. There's a 50-50 chance that they drop bombs, and Zelda got a couple there.
Uncle Chest with a bottle. That's going to save some routing in when the other 3 runners go to village. I'm not always a fan of this southern village strategy, though. Oh, speaking of bottles, there's another one.
It looks like Zelda is going for it.
Safety is always a good policy.
Oh, yeah. That comes with a red potion, if I saw right, so that's also nice to have. The green potion was in the sewer chest, or the secret passage chest, rather. And we're going to see what the bushcrat has for us, as well as likely the lumberjack ledge. So there's 20 rupees off of the hoarder crab. That's actually pretty nice.
That's like the best thing he can have.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would argue maybe, like, bombs could be more useful, depending on the situation, but, Oh!
Hello, Agassiz!
Well, Aghanim confirmed we are definitely gonna need that hook shot.
Unless you want to hover.
Oh, yeah. Well, chat is probably gonna be, over the moon here. So at least one.
And a mirror.
And a mirror in the Lost Woods. That's actually really useful to get early on. So I think all runners except for Zelda have seen the lumberjack ledge so far. Let's hope that Zelda is going to go and check that on like their Kakariko and Lost Woods checks. Otherwise, they're gonna be very much in a disadvantage.
Ooh, Zell's gonna go get the sealed house for looting.
Yeah, there's a bunch of goodies here, mainly bombs to grab. Gets a 4 bomb drop off of a rat here as well. So it's pretty nicely stocked up on them. And let's see what Blind has hidden away in his house today.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen people come into here with mirror. It's just watching the blocks disappear is strange.
Yeah. And we got our first sword, and I think that was an ice rod.
You were saying something about this seed hoping to be cash poor.
Or is it fire rod? I forgive me, chat. I'm colorblind, so it's a bit hard for me to. And there's a second sword in the well, so that means that we already can access Aghanim, theoretically at least.
If you don't mind, yeah, if you don't mind doing it in the dark.
Yeah, don't think the runners will want to do that. Though that said, since we do have a fire rod, technically, in the next version of the seed, they are gonna add a logic that fire rod counts for lighting torches, so the lamp can be in additional dark rooms.
All right. Ooh, bottle vendors rip off.
Well, I guess so. We're not going to have a cash poor seat. That said, Relkin already sporting that Zora money, and the other one is not too far behind either. And Sick Kid has just some pocket change for us. Oh, Fairy for the tier, I think it's the tier 0 treatful. Nice. That's also very useful to know.
So if you were one of these runners, where would you go next? Probably South Shore.
Since I'm not very good with the Aghanim Dark Rooms, I would most likely specifically have a look at for the lamp, which can be practically anywhere that, you know, isn't locked by Aghanim. Oh, since Shad is already bringing up the hope for Aghanim, Aghanim is very much alive. We have to complete Aghanim because the hookshot is on the Lubbocheck ledge.
Unless you want to hover Troll Dorm too.
Yeah, of course. Unless we can hover, or of course, we also have to hope that Swamp Palace is a pendant for that.
True.
Otherwise, we cannot continue there.
Another 300. Jeez.
Well, looks like my prophetic powers are no longer there.
After my last time, I'm okay with the commentator's blessing.
Alright, let's see here what Mini Moldrum Cave has for us today. It's also very likely that the early on checks, such as Agina, might have something useful, given that Aghanim is required. And
oh, hey, a lamp!
Useful. It's a very red cave. Yeah, only red items. A couple of $20 hearts and the lamp, and Mini Moldrum.
So there's one thing we're also going to need to pick up that hookshot, and those are Das Boots.
Oh yeah, we definitely are going to need the shoes for that. So with that, we have the lamp, we have the Master Sword. That means we can complete Aghanim if we wanted to. Of course, do you really want to now, right now, with just that equipment? I don't think so. I think most of the runners will opt to continue their light roll checks. We're probably going to see Sashalot's Closet soon, and the front of his closet.
Well, Fire Rod's a good weapon, but you also want to figure that's going to put you in the Dark World without a Moon Pearl. I mean, unless the Pearl's on the Pyramid, then it's a 100 IQ play.
Yeah, that's true. Also, we still don't have a glove or a hammer aside from that, so that portal would be our only Dark World access as well.
There was a seed about 1.5 years ago where the first lift upgrade was in Pod. This could be the second incarnation of that seed.
That sounds very painful. So we're gonna get some fake flipper checks here from Zelda, while who still is operating under the assumption that we are not gonna have to do Aghanim. Meanwhile, Etium is making a beeline for the castle. Let's see if Etium is gonna go for completing Aghanim.
Oh, he's going down.
Oh yeah, but it has the mirror, so he can warp back to the entrance if he wanted to.
Now is Leslie Pro going to be off to see the wizard?
I imagine they're gonna complete the castle and then use their mirror to get to the entrance and then go up if they so desire to do Aghanim right now.
Looks like you called it.
Atium actually just stole the key from the guard there, and it did not catch what was on the Zora ledge, but I want to say it was a bottle, but I'm not super sure. Oh, one of our trackers, Professor Renderer, the other tracker being Seri UX, pointing out that there was a moon pearl on the Zora ledge.
So unless you can store a water walk, we're going to need some flippy flops.
Oh yeah. But it also means that the flippers are going to be very early on here.
And Zora's paying out a heart today.
So a lot of divergence here from the runners. So we have two in the castle, but at different points, while Relkin is making the trip to the closet, and Zelda also making their way over to the castle.
Green pendant.
Yeah, that is always fun.
Oh, there's an Aggie hint right there. Cape and water toes.
What are those, indeed? Oh, there's a glove in Zelda's chest.
Giggity.
Meanwhile, the back of Escape did not seem to have anything worthwhile. Yeah, so looks like Sahasrara holding out on the goods for us today. It's probably what we get as karma for not being able to pronounce his name right.
So, with this knowledge, it definitely pays to do Aga early.
Oh, yes. I think that Ruckin is going to make the flipper checks pick up the water, the water pearl, the moon pearl, I mean, and then go straight for the castle line. Has now everything that he needs to complete it.
So this seat's pretty much the overworld explorer's dream.
Oh, yes.
Man, that's my strategy. I should have been rolled. I should have been playing this seat.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of overworld checks as well, so I would have benefited a lot from this. At least, given the fact that we do have to do Aghanim, we are going to see that hint tile in his tower. That might be useful. It probably won't be, but it might be.
Speaking of which, Leslie Pro is off to see the wizard.
Indeed, Leslie thinking, heck, I have to do it anyway, may as well do it now.
And Relkin's the first to pick up the pearl. And Etienne is off to see the wonderful wizard of Ugh!
Good old Monty Python. Alrighties. We have all the runners in the castle now. Salga's still not knowing that Hookshot is on the Lumberjack ledge, so will probably not be happy when he finds out.
Speaking of not being happy, that hint was garbage.
Oh, I didn't catch it. What did it say?
The liquor is quicker.
I imagine it was a green hint, so yeah.
Yeah, the hint was quite green.
The candy is standy, the liquors. Yeah, it's there is a chance for a number of those hint tiles being those green nonsense hints. I've seen runs with like up to 5 nonsense hints.
Speaking of numbers, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages, Aga can drop 0 through 15 blue balls. Get your guesses in chat real quick. I'm gonna guess 13.
I'm gonna say 4. Yeah. So for those of you who do not know, first of all, this RNG is fixed between the seed, so all of the runners are gonna get the same amount of blue balls. Aghanim teleports and shoots a projectile 4 times. The first one is always reflectable. The other 3 are going to be either a reflectable projectile or a blue ball.
And I believe that's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah. And the 5th attack is always a lightning bolt, and then the cycle continues, or rather, starts over again. And that's blue ball number 2 here. That's number 3, and I think 3 is going to be the number we're going to have today, unless Leslie misses. Yeah.
And the number of blue balls was 3. No more, no less.
Three. Nobody guessed that. Yeah, the 4, which also was my guess, was the closest. I think it's like somewhere between 3 and 5 is statistically the most likely.
So Leslie Pro is over in the Dark World without the Moon Pearl. Well, that'll hopefully change.
Yeah, it's pulling out the mirror here. He's gonna just walk over and mirror over to Sahasra's hut, hoping that he finds something there. I think only Selga and Relkin know where the Moon Pearl is respectively have it. So, Leslie will have to be very careful here. The Dark World enemies do a lot of damage. Oh my god, the fox sprite with the shades is pretty good. And Relking making their way up to Death Mountain here.
Death Mountain, interesting play. Could just be going to get the save and quit point. Kind of sad that Gary only had 10 arrows today. But actually, Relkin could go up into Tower of Hera here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, has the mirror, has the fire rod and lamp, so can do the basement if so needed. The Arrow of Destiny is on top of Spectacle Rock, everybody. Unique item.
Yes, it is a unique item. You know, another unique item is that people tend to ignore because when the hint tiles say a unique item, it does not include this. The 100 rupee.
There are actually 200 rupees in a seed.
What?
I think so, yeah.
Could have sworn there was only one. And there's 5 300s. And like, what are those?
That was a very nice hint. So Ralkin, this play up Death Mountain, actually paying off. And Selga this end, also going up Death Mountain, also has the same equipment, will also find it hint, most likely. unless Zelda opts to skip it. So yeah, in regards to the hint logic, there is a guaranteed boots hint in every seed, and that was that.
Good to know. My brain is still stuck on V29 logic.
So, by the way, we did see what the other pendant and 5-6 crystal are. So Skullwoods is our third pendant, which means that we are going to need that hookshot to complete Swamp Palace. And Thieves Town is the second 5-6 crystal, which does mean that the Pyramid Fairy actually isn't that far off in the logic, unless like the book and the flute are super heavily buried in the logic.
Interesting.
Vicky here in the lobby basement.
Oh! Master Flute! Oh no! We have Agapet Seed, folks! Here it is! The dream is alive!
Oh my god. I've never seen an Agapet seed in a daily or weekly. And I rolled this seed, by the way.
Oh, so it's your fault. Okay. So I hope you got your snacks and everything, because this could be a long one.
This is gonna be an all dungeon seed, basically.
And you know, it's funny. I mentioned I love running all dungeon seeds. I should be running this. And I'm loving the castle. Okay.
Yeah, we found that one. There's a sack of magic powder as our, I think this was our first item here in Tower of Hera.
Speaking of fetch quest, Etium found the mushroom.
I did not see where Etium picked that one up.
Oh, okay. Misclick. We're okay.
Oh, okay. Tracker software being rough. And wow, that was a quick Moldorm on Relkin's side here. Very clean. There's the second item, bombs, and our first pendant. I mean, honestly, the runners can be glad that this hint is in Tower of Hera, because that dungeon is very easy to access and fast to go through. That said, it's pendant Tower of Hera, which might be a pain in the rear end.
Leslie's got to be careful. Half a heart.
Ooh, almost got sniped by that Moblin Trident.
Saved by the Bloomerang, getting that extra heart drop.
Some people say the Boomerang hasn't had its use.
I prefer the red one, but the blue one's okay in a pinch.
I like the blue one better, because the blue one doesn't have lag frames like the red one does. Yeah, chat asking what is on Lumberjack and Pedestal. Well, Lumberjack Ledge has the hook shot, which we definitely need, and Pedestal has the flute, which we also definitely need.
Due to Meyer being a crystal.
Indeed, and hookshot due to not only like, even if you were able to hover, we do definitely have to clear it, get that hookshot for
Crystal Swamp.
Exactly. Wow, so there's a lot of things going on right now. And luckily, thanks to having to clear Aghanim, it looks like Zagathisen is, instead of going to Agina, not Agina, Agina, instead of Agina, is going to Aghanim, hoping that, or well, banking on the fact that Aghanim probably needs to be doing anyway. So
Rulkin's about halfway up to the wizard, and Zelgadis is beginning the trek up the tower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Etium did not go through Tower of Hera, sadly.
Etium also hasn't used those flippers to get the Moon Pearl.
It's true. He didn't. Zelda was on the mountain as well, wasn't he?
Never mind. But buttons are spoopy, apparently. Shout out to the trackers. They got a lot of buttons to click today.
Yeah. Especially because all four runners are like at completely different places. Like Leslie's now going to, into Eastern Palace, and like Etium is going to Pod.
It is always nice when you can do Pod and Eastern in tandem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Etium has picked up the Moon Pearl. Otherwise, they couldn't go into Pod, of course. I think all four runners have it by now.
And I think by looking at what's been in Pod, it's potion glitch locked, you could say.
And Relkin onto the wizard. And Zelda hot on Relkin's heels here.
So we know the boots are in Pod. I hope they're on the boss, because then we still can't get them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It would be a... Yeah. We're gonna need a hammer for that. And a bow. Man, this is a rough seat. I feel so sorry for the runners. So Etium using the potion glitch here.
And if the boots are here, the boots are in the back.
Yeah. Front, of course, having at least 4 small keys. If you find 2 items, whether that's actual like item drops or dungeon items, that means that the rest of the 4 front chests are going to be small keys. Using this logic, Atium knows that the small key, or that there has to be a small key in the vanilla big key chest. This will be key for key.
So a lot of people have a nickname for this dungeon. Sometimes they call it the Mullet Mansion, because, you know, business in the front, part in the back. I call it the 6-pack challenge because of those 6 small keys.
They really should pay the power bell for this place. Harmless Hellway has small key for us. That means we can go into the Dark Maze, grab the items there, and then it's only the boss left. So the possibility of the boots being on King Almasaur is still there.
No,
Well, there.
it's not.
Yeah, okay. The possibility has evaporated. Because, what are those? So Etium is gonna run through the seed using their newly found red shoes. Careful not to click the heels 3 times.
Isn't that using the mirror?
That's a fair point.
So, what would you do in this situation now that you have unlocked the hook? Where would you take it first? Would you try poking your way into swamp, maybe?
I think my first, well, other than flank charade, I would immediately go and grab Death Mountain. I can basically clear all of the light side of Death Mountain now. Paradox Cave is what, 7 items? There's Spiral
Yep,
Cave.
I do that too. Yeah, you've got that. You got Spiral for an 8th. If you find Mitz along the way, all the better.
Indeed. And of course, let's not forget, Etium has not been up Death Mountain as far as I know, so can also do Hera, can pick up that hint. Not that Etium will need that hint, but can pick it up.
Well, Leslie just found out it's an all-dungeon seed. And Bob did tile twice.
Frustration bombs. Chad, well, actually, one of our trackers, Sario here, finding out that Etium did go to Spec Rock, but not Hera. So Hera is still on there.
So those hits have been a real help this seed.
Oh yeah, we got to know where the flute is and that it's on the pedestal. We know that where the boots were. Even though we got that rubbish hint in the castle, comparatively, those two hints make up for basically any other trash hint we might find.
Oh, here's a new check. Etium's checking the catfish.
And Relkin finding shoes fitting for his sprite's attire.
So chat's hoping the hammer's soon. It would be interesting to see that hammer on a certain magic bat. And if we find the mitts, that becomes a possibility.
Oh my god, chat already bringing up yet another trolley location. Hammer in the first chest in Swamp. That would be like just adding this like little pinch of insult.
First chest of Swamp has to be the small key. This isn't key sanity.
No.
First quote-unquote chest.
Yeah,
Right.
the first chest that is available that doesn't have a key in it. The first item chest.
I swear, people just need to start calling that the second chest.
I would call it the bomb chest.
Bomb chest also works.
Yeah, it's the only chest in Swamp that you bomb. You know. Alright, Etium is going through these Dark World, Overworld checks here. We're going to see the Graveyard Ledge. Etium likely is going to check the Bumper Ledge, and then cycle into Village of Outcasts, possibly picking up Skullwoods on the way.
Nice rod!
Oh, Shell. With those puns.
So, yeah, okay. To hell with dungeons this seed. Let's just keep doing Overworld. It's paid out so far.
Yeah, the only item we found in the dungeon so far is the boots. Otherwise, we found everything else not in dungeon. Well, I guess you can count the castle as a dungeon, but that's being very technical. All right, just a heart piece on the bumper ledge here. Alright, Relkin is going to pick up their hookshot. Let's see if they make their way up to Death Mountain now. And no, chat. Sadly, Salgad's son is not aware of the hookshot location.
And now both left side runners have the hook.
There's the big key in its vanilla chest in Eastern.
Zell Hoppy the Bows in vanilla.
We saw the big chest earlier. That was, I think, a map. Yup. Just the burrito.
Yeah, it can't be anything good. All the good items are in Overworld. We learned this already.
Oh, actually, it's supposed to powder also was in Hera. Yeah, now that I think about it. So yeah, Etium is going through the skull. Let's check here. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so green, give those with green mail do a metric ton of damage. You really don't want to get hit by those.
I honestly hate doing this room that Etium's in without Kena Samaria.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this room is like no slouch either because, you know, especially with one heart. Because that kid can just camp the door.
And another vanilla big key as Relkin is into the 5 chest room of Paradox.
Hopefully,
Chester didn't have anything good.
Yeah, hopefully this is something useful. And Zelda picks up their hookshot now.
The bow!
See, I told you I would go to that mountain.
Good
some
call,
ammo for
good
it
call.
too. Alright, so Ralkin will be able to clear both Pod and Eastern after checking Swallow Cave here.
With what hammer?
Oh yeah, no hammer, that's true. Damn, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, and I think Ralkin already cleared the rest of the Pod. Yes, we got a hint that Flute is on pad. It's in the upper Hera hint, in the big chest room. Ooh, oh no!
Dead rocks!
And that one clipped into him, so he's using the cape to actually get out of there. Wow, that is the trolliest dead rock I've seen. And we're gonna see the Village of Outcasts here from Etium. We have not got, like, I think we've seen one item of Skullwoods, but doesn't look like there was anything useful there.
Nothing beneficial there, no. And Relkin is going to finish up this East Mountain with Spiral Cave.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just a heart.
And it looks like Relkin's hoping to route a Pod Eastern combo again. Maybe hoping that the Armos Knights have a hammer?
I don't think Relkin has been to Eastern yet at all, so... And, so maybe they're just banking on Eastern. I don't know.
There's a bit of relief at him getting the big key to Thieves' Town.
I mean, the big key to Thieves' Town has to be in those one of those first 4 chests.
Yes, Chet. Zora sold to the biggest of 20s. Nice 4% return.
And Bebby's first shield here in the last chest in Thieves' Town. Etium, without a hammer, decides to opt and not complete it yet. We're gonna see the south of Dark World here getting the big game, Stumpy and K45, or Cave South of Grove, as it's also known.
And I'll be able to lift the rock out of the way, go to Hype Cave.
Yeah. Possibly checking the swamp hint. Or straight up going to swamp. That's also a possibility.
I mean, that bomb chest.
Yeah. Hammer could be there.
It's a lot of digs. Was that a full 30? No,
If
it's
it
not a
wasn't-
number for sure.
Yeah, that was definitely the upper 20s at least. Just for heart piece too. What a bust. Why, Eastern Palace hint that a nice cup of tea would help. How does the seed know that I'm having tea?
Cup of tea would go nicely right now.
Oh, yes. Is this even randomized?
What?
Sadly, no-
Vanilla shovel? That's a first.
Sadly, nothing good in the next spot, but I mean, not much time lost since we weren't there anyway.
Well, to be fair, we knew we couldn't see the flute there anywho.
Yeah, it could have been vanilla flute, but it could have been something. It just wasn't nothing. And Etium is opting to actually go for Swamp Palace now. Excuse me. Alrighties. Let's see what the Armless Knights have for us, while Etium will show us the bomb chest. Some cash requires a pendant. So at least we know that Sahasrara is not going to be useful.
And
Sadly,
Zell's,
Go ahead.
Zell's facing down the moth.
Yeah. Zelga did pick up that hint, so knows that those bosses are required. Etium sadly does not, no. Yeah, just a heart piece here in this chest and Swamp Palace, sadly. And Relkin picking up the first crystal in this this race. We've seen the pendant bosses getting slaughtered, but no crystal bosses so far. And Hype Cave. Let's see if it lives up to its name today, or if it's going to be a Trite Cave.
I always like to call it the cave of questionable value, and there's a hammer!
It's like basically a mine.
Overworld, please!
So we have a cash cave and a hammer.
And Etium's going straight back to swamp.
Oh yeah, sadly we'll have to drain, I think, the dam again. But wow, yeah.
Small price to pay for that find.
Oh yes. So far no other runner has opted to take the Hype Cave check. And off to Swamp Palace. The other racers retracing each other's steps here. Zelda going through the Village of Outcasts. Ralkin checking those northern checks here. And, Leslie on the way somewhere.
Yeah, the advantage the other three runners that are in retrace mode have is they've got dungeon clears. Etium's got the most knowledge, but hasn't really gotten the clears going yet.
Yeah, Etium does not know that this is a pedestal seed, so has opted to skip out on clearing those pendant dungeons.
So once again, knowledge is power in this seed.
Oh yes, as is the overworld.
Yeah, you can't deny the overworld today.
I think other than Etium, every other runner checked that hint tile. So Salga not knowing that it was that the hookshot was on the Lumberjack ledge did not really factor too much into them their routing. But Etium not knowing that this is a pedestal seed is gonna come back and bite them very hard, I think.
Well, I don't think that. Maybe not necessarily. He might be able to get some more convenient routing to access those dungeons, but he will have to go through them a second time, so.
I mean, the thing is, the flute is not gonna be required for anything other than in my area. So, Etium might be finding basically everything else, and last location that flute. And good game knowledge there from Etium. If you pick up a heart with the hookshot, there's a chance that it restores 2 hearts instead of 1.
Did not know that.
Yeah, that's a little goodie to know. If you get like that little whistle sound when you pick up a fairy, when you hookshot a heart and you get that whistle sound, you restore 2 hearts. It's not just.
Love that Thieves Town hint. The lamp requires a bomb. Thanks, game. A little late on that one. And for those of you joining late, that was a mini moldworm.
And we are on to Argus here. While Relkin is making their way through Skullwoods, picking up this one chest here in the backside, and then we'll probably mirror. And Mario's bunny spread his toad. That's cute.
So yeah, I don't think these runners are going to find anything of value. I mean, they're all in dungeons, and we know this seed is all about the overworld.
Oh yes, yeah. So Etium here doing the. I think this is this is one of my favorite strats to see the Master Sword strat with pulling two puffs. Yeah, pulling 2 puffs and then doing the spin. It's such a cool strat.
It beats Menu Boss.
Yeah. Etium does have to be careful here, though. Only 2 hearts, and I think with green mail, that is a one-shot. If Argus runs into him.
Well, Zell did find something interesting in Thieves Town in the Maiden's Chest. Red meringue. What? That's gotta be Kane on Argus.
You think it's a floating jellyfish? What does it do with the cane? And Zal gets a weird graphical glitch here on.
Oh, I love this glitch.
Etium opts to go back in, still missing a whole boatload of items. Maybe not going back in then, I suppose? Question mark?
We're mitts away from T-Rock, I believe.
Well, and a medallion.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We haven't found any of those yet either.
Looks like Etium was opting to check the desert area first. We're gonna see what is on the ledge. I don't think we've seen that one yet. Just some bombs. And
He'll circle around to Agina.
yeah, without a book, we can't access desert yet. So
or the master flute.
yeah,
now that would be something.
talk about an ocarina of time. Because it takes so much time.
So Agina was garbage, and really the only thing beneficial that we have found in a dungeon is that King of Samaria.
Well, maybe the boots, I would say, could count.
Yeah. Okay, two things.
I mean, maybe the powder also is going to be relevant. I don't think I've seen anybody checking the magic bat yet. With the
Etium's the only one that can with that hammer.
Yeah. Now, actually, you can mirror over from the Dark World as well. You just are going to lose that portal.
You need mitts to get to that Dark World spot, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll keep forgetting that there's those dark blocks in the way.
Though, speaking of which, eventually when that gets open, we'll get hammer pegs too, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. And should be fast tags for everybody because everybody got the boots. So Etium is going to pick up their bow. He's going to be very happy about that. Probably not so happy about the fact that they have to dip into pot again. So what other locations are open for us at this point that we haven't seen yet? Without mitts, I mean, have we seen the big chest of Thiefstone yet? I don't think we did. I think everybody did High Cave after.
Oh.
So.
All these capes and bumper ledge hasn't been scoped out yet.
We have seen Bumper Ledge, actually. I think it was a heart piece.
Oh, okay. To be fair,
Yeah.
4 screens is a lot to keep track of.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Oh, Small Key was in Thiefstone Big Chest? Okay, thanks, Chad. So that leaves us with... I think we've seen what the island had. I think that was rubbish. And
Thiefstown is 1-to-1 locked.
Yeah. So that leaves us with Magic Bat and King Helmasaur, I think, is the only item locations that we haven't seen yet between the 4 runners.
And the way this seed's going, you go back. Oh, and Spike Cave, yeah. We do have 2 bottles accessible.
And a cave.
A lot of the runners went for the green goo in Uncle's chest. Zell's got the red goo from Race Game.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I think he might have gotten both, but I'm not sure. But yeah, we have a cape, we have a hammer and a glove, and we have a bottle, so we should be good to go for Spike Cave as well. And yeah, we can't access Hookshot Cave because we need mitts for that portal. So Zelda also opting to do Swamp Palace now.
So those mitts are being the real inconvenience so far.
Mm-hmm.
So let's evaluate where we're at dungeon-wise. Looks like Relkin's on his 4th. We're not gonna count Agate Tower here because it's not even a full dungeon.
That and everybody.
Leslie's.
Anyway. Go ahead. Leslie is on their 3rd dungeon. Zelda also, and Etium is on their 2nd dungeon clear. That said, they have been into Top Hera just to, like, pick up the first hint, I think. No, actually, they didn't go to Hera at all. And they have, I think they do go through Skullwoods, though, just not clearing it.
I also want to say that Swamp Palace 1-to-1 locked away its big key.
I do think there are items on the left side, though. Because I don't think we've seen the left side from Etium earlier.
The progression could be left side. Oh no. I could see it now. The mushroom's over there and the witch, because it's overworld, has to have something good.
Yeah, this is definitely an overworld seed. And yeah, indeed, since we do not have a small key on Relkin's side here, the small key in Thieves Town did lock itself in. So, Kalmasar King, what do you have for us today other than a crystal? Man, what a seed.
A book would be nice. We could check both tablets.
And get into Desert, finally. Which we also can clear. And that would also open up the Pyramid Fairy. Alright, I think it's 8 shots to the head for King Helmasar with the regular bow. Down he goes. Oh, that's not good. It's starting to look like the bat is gonna be required, of all things.
Hello? Overworld Seed, we've been saying this all day.
Yeah, so Bat, Spike Cave, and I think Left Side Swamp are the only items that have locations that we haven't seen yet. Now that King Helmasar is taken care of. So who's gonna be the first one to check that for us?
Relkin just picked up his vanilla shovel. Gonna be disappointed here. I gotta say, this is pretty convenient. It's like, okay, while I'm here, might as well take care of that.
So Zelga is going to go and clear the left side of Swamp. So this is going to be new information, while everybody else is retracing each other's steps. You're going to see Leslie on blind here, Etium going through Eastern, and Relkin is going to do High Cave, and probably also do Swamp Palace after that, after finding their hammer. So the moment of truth is going to be in the bottom right here in a few moments.
So as we approach the 1 hour mark, you're watching the open weekly race here on Speed Gaming of Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Randomized. Give these forerunners a follow. Give the rest of my support team here a follow as well. I put on some good show for you.
Indeed, a very good show from the runners, and also very good job to our trackers for today, Professor Renderer and Seiryu X.
Also, give this overworld a follow. It's been paid out in spades. Leslie not liking that single rupee in the brewery.
Yeah, so the moment of truth arrives. We are just one room away from finding out if Left Side Swamp has what we're looking for.
Mitz!
Oh boy!
And he doesn't check the second chest.
Well, the second chest has to have a big key or a map. And if it has the big key, then the big chest has the map. Because we only found a compass.
And if it has the map, the big chest has the big key. Okay, fair.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 good dungeon items today.
And Salga is making a beeline for Ice Palace.
It's full clearable. Can't knock this strategy.
Mm-hmm. It has 3 hints. Cache on a rock and desert. That's Checkerboard Cave?
Yup.
So that's a little bit of a relief for Etium, because that means that at least one of the various My Area checks are not going to be important. And down goes the Armos Knights for Etium, picking up the 3rd crystal. Sadly, still does not know that this is going to be a pedestal.
Wow.
I imagine if I was in Zelda Distance shoes, after clearing Ice Palace here, I would go to the eastern area and do Pod and East. Of course, we don't have the ball. He doesn't have the ball. I totally missed that. So that's
so he can really instead go climb a mountain and actually knock out T-Rock.
Still can't access T-Rock, though, without a medallion. Let alone having the right one. That's great.
Buckshot Cave's on the way. There's a lot of stuff there.
Oh, yeah, we can. At least we can check what we need for T-Rock. So Etium...
That, I mean, it's overworld checks.
Yeah. Etium has sadly skipped 2 very important things on the way here. Has skipped doing Tower of Hera, so they did not acquire that hint that the flute is on pedestal. Nor did Etium do the left side of Swamp, so is missing out on the myths currently.
Relkin, meanwhile, is on left side Swamp and will be picking up those myths shortly.
Mm-hmm. And Zelda, the 3rd hint here in Ice Palace is saying that the Ice Rod is in Greca, which sadly for all of our runners here, everybody already picked it up, so that hint is not going to be useful.
And the big key is locked in its own chest.
Did Relkin went to the left side first. Okay.
Now, hang on a minute. So, Thieves Town locked away its own key.
Mm-hmm.
Swamps locked away its own key. I think Tower of Hera locked away its own small key.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that didn't was Skull Woods.
Yeah. There's a key logic seed. So you're probably going to see a small key on Colts there, just to make it almost complete.
That would just mean Canis Samaria is required. Oh, hey, both the runner over there has Canis Samaria already.
Yeah, everybody has or will have Samaria except for Leslie. But I imagine Leslie will probably do Swamp Palace soon as well.
And there's the first medallion. Finally, dungeons starting to churn out items.
Took long enough. I mean, they've been deep enough into the seed so far.
I mean, we're getting near the point where the overworld's been full cleared.
Yeah. And it was a Quake medallion in the big chest there, chat. We are on to Cold Stare. We still have a green mail, so this and no Huff Magics, and no Master Sword only as well. So this is going to be a bit of a pain.
But Zell has the red goo, and actually Zell does have 2 bottles. We just saw.
Yeah. Zell, I was almost certain that Zell picked up the second bottle with the green goo in the Uncle chest. Yeah,
Uncle with some nice ice riding.
Yeah, I actually really like using the Ice Rod on Argus. Unlike the Fire Rod, where you can only have 2 shots on the screen at the same time, with the Ice Rod you can just spam away.
And down goes Cold Stare. Ha! Small key.
So, do I have to be burned at the stake?
So all 4 runners in rapid succession, each taking down their bosses.
Indeed. Etium, the last of these 4 bosses, is down now with a blind. Their 4th crystal.
Oh, and Zell's climbing the mountain.
I mean, at this point, what else do you have left, right?
But he's not going there for the hint. Meanwhile, new check from Relkin, Spike Cave.
Yeah, that was one of those checks that we were missing still. Could still have something good, like a medallion or something.
Could be vanilla.
The Verna, yeah, that could be it. Oh, looks like Relkin wants to walk back out.
Bacon! Nice!
Oh, that's actually useful. I don't think a lot of runners are gonna be getting that. And looks like Relkin grabbed the hookshot speed there.
Letium could go there right now, decided not to.
Ooh, that was close. Zalga finally getting their bow. And Etium finally is going to get Gohara. And hopefully get that hint in the lobby.
Relkin and Zell gonna both be checking East Dark Mountain.
And Leslie is on to the Armos Knights. We'll get their 3rd crystal in a moment. We're finally gonna see what medallion we're gonna need for Total Rock, while Zelda picked up a blue mail here in the Super Bunny kit. That's gonna be useful.
It's Bombos. No luck.
Yeah, no dice on that front. We're gonna see Hookshot Cave from both Zelga and Relkin. Actually, no, Relkin's gonna go to Super Bunny first.
Zell's just checking Floating Island first, though.
Yeah, I think it was just a hard piece, so...
Oh, hey, mail in Super Bunny.
Alright, Hookshot Cave. Well, nothing good so far.
The key's under the mat!
Oh! Well, then... We know where Zelga is gonna go next. And Relkin probably too.
I will take full credit for that. I did say that Hookshot Cave was available. Overworld Peg once again.
Alright. So, Turtle Rock does have 5 items, plus the Mimic Cave. So technically 6. I mean, theoretically 7, but we did get a hint that the green pennant is just some cash. So we're not going to see Sahaswara today, except maybe for unless one runner didn't pick up that hint. I think it was the odd hint, I want to say, but I'm not sure.
And Pyramid Fairy is just a whole bunch of cash.
Well, there goes my theory of Pyramid Fairy being important.
Hey, it could still be the bat for all we know.
It's true. Yeah, we haven't seen anybody do the Smith chain yet, so that said,
the only runners that can are on the mountain and kind of busy right now.
Yeah, that said, unless Ether is required from Meyer, that flute is going to be our go mode item.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, what could Meyer even have?
Well, we're still short a mail upgrade, 2 bottles, a book, bung net, a shroom, silvers. We still haven't found those.
Technically, silvers are required, but not really. Oh, hey, Etium's checking the back.
Let's see what Batman's curse is going to be today.
Could be vanilla.
Oh yeah, Half Magic is still on the loose as well. That's true. That's the fake powder.
Curse of bombs.
That's Link's Awakening, Bat. You're in the wrong game.
Well, keep in mind, we do know one item that is blocked by T-Rock, and that is that Master Flute.
That is true.
Yeah, that powder was in the Hera Big Chest.
Well, Etium making the track back to Swamp Palace will now check the left side.
Never, ever skip left side swamp.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Relkin spinning there to activate the crystal switch a couple times. But yeah, I've seen left side swamp having something useful more often than not at this point.
Lava chest, just a compass.
Yeah.
So Zell made the right call skipping it.
Coming up on Laser Bridge shortly. No, Zelga did not check Mimic Cave, because Zelga is operating under the assumption that they're going to be in Go mode. So if Ether is required for Meyer, and Ether is in Mimic Cave...
Oh no.
Ooh, that would be a pain.
And Mimic is technically overworld. We'll see on Relkin's side whether it's the case.
Mm-hmm. So Fresh Shastia and the Laser Bridge is a burrito. Second is a heart. Another heart, and the fourth is going to be the key. Oh, that was lucky for Zell there. If that was Ether and Ether from Meyer, yeah. Yeah, that's a lava bridge, not a laser bridge here. Alrighties. On to Trinix. Zelga having the Master Sword means that we'll likely have to do the menu strats here.
Yep, Zell's playing menu boss, and Leslie's going back in the swamp for that left side.
That will pick up their mitts soon.
Yep, all four runners either have mitts or on their way to the mitts.
And a very, very clean menu Trinix there from Zelda. Let's see if... I don't think Zelda is going to pick up the temperature from Spike here. So... will not have that advantage. Alright, we did see the map and the compass, I believe, so... Trinix will have to have an item. Oh, wow.
Piece of heart and a cash penny.
Indeed. So... inside of Turtle Rock didn't really have anything at all. That's novel, given that it's a pendant to Turtle Rock. Did not see that coming.
I mean, of course not. It's a dungeon. You've seen how the seat is operated.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, the trend has been working. Why would it change now?
That's true. We haven't seen several of the Oil locations either. We haven't seen the Smith chain, the entirety thereof, except for the bat, and we haven't seen the tablets either. So, Zelga the first onto the pad here.
So if I were in Zell's shoes, when I get this thing, first thing I'm doing is I'm checking that Meyer shed.
And the Meyer medallion as well. And there is the Master Toot Toot. At 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 50-something seconds, Zelda is in Schrodinger's Go mode.
Yes, Shrew mode.
Since we still do not know if we need ether. And yes, that was a glorious, legendary Aghanim pet seed. I hope you're happy.
Or does Zell go Eastern and knock it out? Oh, he's gonna get the bat out of the way? No. Said, screw that bat.
Alright, we're finally gonna see what medallion we're gonna need for Meyer. First, a desert ledge check though, just to make sure there's no sword or something up there.
So while all those shenanigans were going on, Relkin is on the way to pick up the Master Flute. Oh, lucky Zell, it is true Go mode, because that requires Quake. Ether's Garbo.
No need for ether.
Now, why is Zell checking the cave here? Does he not know he's in Go mode?
I think the thought here is I might as well try and see if I find a temper sword in here.
Wasn't a sword, it was a shield.
Well, it was red. And you hold it. So Ralphian also picked up their flute. Quake was in one of the big jets, I think Ice Pelt.
Yes, it was Ice Palace Big Chest. For the Ice Palace Big Chest, ATM couldn't open yet because he didn't have the key.
Yeah, Zal is operating under Go mode now, and is probably gonna pick up like various chests that are on the way in the hopes to find the Tempered Sword or Silvers. But
yeah, just a couple overworld checks, nothing major. Not dungeon.
Yeah,
God, no.
just do the Smith check, you know? Just do it.
And Relkin right on his heels starting the desert check.
Yeah. Of course, Relkin has the Tempered Sword, so we'll have a bit of an advantage here in both just clearing rooms with enemies, clearing bosses, and of course in the Ganon fight.
Oh, the Pieces of Heart Mimic Cave hint was in desert. Okay.
Yeah, wow, Zelga makes quick work of the Lamolas here. So the small key, yeah, so Relkin is still looking for Quake. So
Small key in the big chest.
Yeah, small key had to be in the big chest because there was a rupee on the torch, and the big key was in that room with the eyeballs. Oh, it's just stealing the smoke. Okay, that's valid.
Can't knock that.
I thought Relkin was gonna look for Quake and plus full clear desert, but nope. He's gonna steal that key. Oh yeah, we definitely needed that compass. Nowhere to go. And we are into Mire. Now, Relkin has not been to Ice Palace yet, so does not have Quake. Yeah, that was a Godmire here on Zelda's side, as on track as Zeriu points out. Godmire referring to if you find the big key either in the bridge chest or in the chests that you have to in the spikes that you have to push the switch for.
Oh, what I like to call Middlemire.
And see also seems some spooky action here from Zell. Very fancy.
So how would you feel if your Ganon goals suddenly became all dungeons on you?
Oh, you know what? I haven't had a pet seat in so long. I would probably be like, okay, sure.
Zell's going with the spins on the little eyeballs.
Oh yeah, the NMG strats, more or less. Just gonna clear up, now that just a couple hearts left, it's gonna opt to clean up with the bow. 8 shots to the eyeball. And Vitreous goes down. Has a small key.
So updating the other runners, Relkin's doing some desert area stuff. Etiem's on the way to T-Rock. Leslie about halfway through T-Rock. And Chad asking about the net, only required for swag.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
where did Relkin find that net?
So the Chad pointing out like sortless the bug net is actually useful because then you can you don't have to sort to reflect Aghanim's projectiles back at him, and the hammer is a bit iffy because of the slightly delayed and wonky hitbox. So using the bug net is a lot easier. So in sortless mode, you're going to be happy to find the net. But otherwise, you need to sort. Otherwise, like in regular modes, not really. Like some types might be useful. Like if you have inverted or hard mode, it might be useful to have for. Actually, not hard mode. Hard mode doesn't get parries. But inverted, it might be useful.
Etienne taking some nice detours, picking up that bacon and a very important blue mail. And he's about to get the key under the mat.
Yeah. Etienne has been to Spike Cave a bit earlier, but has not done the Dark Death Mountain yet. So blue mail for everybody. All the left-hand side runners here so far also picking up the temperature in the Spike Cave. The right-hand side have not been to there yet.
And just double checking all the sprites. All our runners now on blue mail.
Yeah.
The red's probably in GT.
Maybe. There's still a lot of whole world.
Oh no!
And of course,
put it on a tablet.
Oh yeah, could be. I mean, the red mail can be literally anywhere, since it's not any sort of progression item. And we're gonna have the Armos Knights here on Zell's side. Blink and you miss it.
We had the Armos Knights on Zell's side. That was so fast.
That was very clean. Zell doing very nice energy strats on various bosses here. Some excellent execution.
Speaking of bosses, Relkin's finishing up Helmasaur, Leslie starting the Trinex fight, Etienne just poking into T-Rock. Zell is in pod, last dungeon to clear before GT.
Indeed, and just has to walk through, since Zell already has cleared this dungeon in its entirety. Just has to walk through the boss. I have absolutely no objection with Zell's course of action here.
Would you object to opening up a certain game a little early since we're getting close to that GT?
I would say once Zell kills King Helmasaur, since Zell will have to climb him up. And Relkin is making their way into Ice Palace. We'll find Quake there, hopefully, so can then access Meyer. Hitium having a bit of a trouble here with the chain jump room. Do not blame them for that. That's a nasty room. It takes a death just as they open the chest.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. That room does not hit around, even with blue mail.
So Leslie dealing with Trinex. Zell on Helma.
The very last boss for Zell to kill other than the other two once again fights.
Now, am I like the only person out there who uses the bomb on the mask instead of the hammer?
I mean, I guess the hammer is a lot more reliable. Because with the bomb, you have to hope that Helmasaur cooperates. That said, Helmasaur is down. Crystal number 7 collected by Zell. JTN. No, you can go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all age, there are 22 chests in the basement again in this tower. Where do you think the GT Big Key is today? Get your guesses in chat now.
I'm gonna guess number 14. That if you do Hope Chest first and then go left, then that is Bob's chest.
I like wrapping up Rando Room with it. That's why I always say 13.
And Zell opting to fill up those bottles with a bunch of goo has plenty of money and time to spare. And onto Ganon's Tower we go. Gonna get some spin speed here. Let's hope we don't get that rock on the way. Meanwhile, Relkin going through Ice Palace. Leslie struggling a little bit with Trinix here. We'll have to be careful.
Overviewing the guesses, a lot of 19s. People are hoping for some Ice Armos today.
Yeah, I mean, with how this seed has been going, I'm gonna say Tower Room is not unlikely. But, oh no, Leslie ran out of magic. Yeah, that's the problem with Master Sword and no half magic to offset the lack of damage. Trinix is really rough. And at 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 40 seconds, Zelda is opening up Ganon's Tower. That was not a chat seed at all. And despite that, having to clear all those dungeons, Zelda is still really fast.
All right, I got the guesses all sorted. We start with a red mail, nice, and half magic.
Oh, Ganon's Tower loaded with the safety goodies here. Probably gonna be finding like silver arrows on the porch or something.
Third is a small key, so next up, Orphanox guessing 4.
We're gonna have the Stalfo's room. Let's see if Zal is opting to do Dark Magician strats after this and mirror back out. Probably not, but...
Red Valky on 5, Apollo Cater on 6, Doomslayer and Ubur on 7.
And Leslie taking down the first phase of Trinix.
Speaking of safeties, there's Burna in 6. So the only dungeon with multiple items is GT.
No, that's not true. Swamp Palace had 2 items. They had Cane of Samaria and Argus and the Titan Smiths in left side.
Oh. Oh.
But Gaddis are the only dungeon with more than 2 items.
Eight with a piece of heart, 9, big 50, 10, 20 rupees, and 11, 20 rupees. So, Tao and 7, Ermi Fran, TD Wang, TD Wang's up next on 12. The others are.
And Zal is actually doing the full right strat, so we are going to see Dark Magician. Haven't seen that one in a while.
I hate right side.
Yeah, this room in particular is just huge pain.
And ironically enough, now Zell's the only one not on Bacon Sword.
Oh yeah, Leslie picked up the sword there. But was not very happy, so Bombos did.
So Bob's chest is going to be number 12. Shroob.
Well, there's another old check. I've got to say that I swear, if Ganon says, "Have you found the arrows in the light world or the dark world?" I'm gonna laugh.
And I don't normally say this, but somebody needs to clip that when it happens.
Okay. Ice Armos. That will be chests 13
piece art, 14 big key! So you got it! Not the intended way, but you got it!
Almost. Well, there it is, folks.
Alright, let's check the big chest while we're here. Come on, Zell.
Yeah, Zal is a crowd pleaser. Just a piece of heart, though.
So we'll see if our next GT runner goes left side and see what's over there when we get to that point.
Oh yeah, if there's silver arrows over there, Zelda is missing out doing Dark Magician. Might have saved some time for getting the big key, but given the fact that they're still on Master Sword,
no,
and unless
chat's like, hey, nobody guessed 14. Red over here guessed 14.
I guess 14. Just because I have a sword doesn't mean, I don't count. It's not rigged in my favor. It's rigged in my favor. Alright. Etium is gonna, now that Etium cleared out Travel Rock, is gonna do Skull Woods and then just mirror over and pull the pan that way. For that Master Flute. Alright, so unless Zelda finds a sword or the silver arrows here at the top of the tower, if they're even gonna open up those chests, and
Ooh, Master Sword Silverless.
Yeah, that's not fun. Like, obviously Zelda can do it, but preferably not.
So down goes Landmo 2. Meanwhile, Etium finishing up Skull Woods. Leslie's doing Mire and Desert area. Relkin also in the same part, leaving that part.
Yeah, Relkin has now acquired all 7 crystals. So we'll be following Zelga up Ganon's tower here. While Leslie and Etium are fairly close to each other, actually. Leslie still needs to find Quake in Ice Palace. But Etium is probably ahead a little bit. Just needs to clear Desert and Misery Mire, and can Gomo those dungeons as well. So Leslie will probably full clear Desert, I imagine. Or at least
then dip ice
clear
and
the
come back. Yeah.
Yeah. Heart piece.
Oh, hey, bottle 3 in the climb.
That's, somewhat convenient.
Hey, it's a free blue goo. I ain't complaining.
I mean, if I was Cell, I would probably hope for a Tempered Sword or at least Silver Arrows, but, bottle is okay.
The penultimate chest with a small key.
Indeed.
Wait a minute. How could you have it? Oh, no!
Wow.
So how can you get a small key there? Because if you make the mistake of opening that extra door in the basement...
As far as I remember, the Rando has one extra small key in Ganon's Tower.
There's a 5th key. That would make it safe.
Yeah,
Let's keep the tower is very safe with the items in it. Jeez.
I think
And Leslie on the Smith! Inevitable conclusion, 10 arrows.
Indeed. So nothing at the top of the tower. That means that the silver arrows and the fourth sword either are on the left side, the tile room, or on these overworld checks that we haven't gone through yet. Or I guess the items in Mire that we've not seen either. Otherwise I think we've seen everything.
We'll find out.
Alright, what are the Smiths making for us today? Meanwhile, here on Aghanim 2 Zell. Man, this is a really rough pattern. And got the fight desynced a bit as well.
Doing pretty good with this geometry test, though.
Yeah, it's just a really obnoxious pattern. Finally takes him down. We're gonna see left side here from Relkin.
Oh, butter!
Well! Wow! Zell just... Wow, okay. That is very unfortunate for Cell, because that temperature was just a few steps away. They gotta bet your backside that those silver arrows are gonna be in the red room.
As Zell begins the fight against the big pig.
Indeed, we're gonna have a whole bunch of spins here, because we're only on Master Sword.
Ether.
Well, there's that ether.
Are we gonna have full knowledge of the seed?
I don't think we're gonna see everything, but most everything.
Silver's in the lunchbox!
Wow, it was an overworld check!
And the riot shield in Rando room.
So I think we found all the items except like the book and one bottle?
Correct.
Wow!
Meanwhile, Zell's still spinning away as the floor comes down.
I bet that book is on the witch.
I think the book's going to be in Mire.
Could be,
Or on the witch. Which we'll find out in the credits.
It's true. And Ganon is gonna say, has said, "Have you found my arrows in the light world?" And we're on to phase 4. Of course, Half Magic is getting the Torch Glitch and Half Magic is making this somewhat easier, but it's still gonna be tight. And luckily, Zell has 3 blue potions, so does not have to worry too much about running out of magic, but...
The Hope Room was very nice with the safeties, finding both Red Mail and Half Magic there.
Yeah. Sadly, still have to do the Master Sword spins, which is unfun. Relkin climbing up the gauntlet here.
So Relkin's now climbing. Etium is a desert away from starting a climb. Leslie's in ice, gonna finish that up. Then Desert Mire and a climb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the Master Sword, hitting Ganon is actually not very trivial. You have to get the spin out, basically the frame that he starts teleporting. And Zell...
does just that.
Exactly, does just that enough times to slay the Demon King, crosses the bridge. Get your GGs in chat, everybody, for Zelgadison, who finishes in first place on the restraint and overall with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 46 seconds. GG's.
But the Triforce tells him it's 2 minutes late.
Aww.
So if you'll extend an interview invite.
And looks like Zell is gonna be joining us here in
GG Zell.
GG.
Hey, thank you. GG's.
Congratulations.
So would you like to know anything about silvers or swords by any chance? Because we in the booth know where everything is except for Bottle 4.
Sure, hit me.
You could have gone a little bit further down the left side of GT for a sword. Could have gone into Spike Cave for a sword. Or taken a lunch break for the silvers.
Okay, as soon as he said Dark World for the silvers, I knew it pretty much had to be the Smith Chain. I think that was the only thing I had left in the Dark World. But yeah, my normal Ganon Tower strategy is if I have 3 keys from chest by the time I'm done with the Stalfos room, just mirror and go hard right. And as I was doing that room this time, I was thinking, you know, if I have Master Sword Silverless, maybe I should just go ahead left anyway and get the extra checks in. But nope, I didn't. And it didn't cost me anything as far as the placement in the race, but man, that Ganon took forever.
And how about that overworld being so lit for items?
Yeah, that was really nice. The big thing I think for this seed was that I knew that the glove in the castle was logically the Titan's mitts. So it kept me off the mountain for a long time because I knew, well, the flute's on the pedestal. The other glove can't be up here because that's my way up to the mountain. So that's why I ended up doing left side swamp when there was only 1 item, because there were only 3 spots I had left in the game that could logically have them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, we also don't know book. To correct previous statement.
right. Yeah, so as one of our trackers, Seryu, points out in chat here, Bentisi, Shire, and Soderstone finishing in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place, all within about a minute or 2 of you finishing Zell. So yeah, that was a nice little dungeon see, wasn't it?
Yeah, I blind did the lumberjack check because I never did it. So I did Aga just because I felt like it was probably Aga, and I kind of lucked into it being forced. And then yeah, man, Aga and Ped, that all dungeons.
And how about that GT with all the safeties?
That was very nice because like I was gearing up for Master Sword Silverless, but you give me red mail, half magic, another blue potion, very convenient.
Yeah, I said you could have had a tempered sword if you had just gone into fire armor, but yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And even you could have even had a mirror shield if you had gone further. I think it was in random room or something. Was the last shield of room. So that was a safety tower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a ton of stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got the ones I did. It would have been nice to have a sword at least. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can breathe easy because you beat Ben Teasy by 4 seconds over second place there.
Yeah, it was a tight race. I figured. I mean, it was all dungeons, so you were forced to do everything. I knew it was going to be close at the top, so I'm pretty happy with this result.
Yeah, that was I mean, there were two really useful hints in this as well. The boots hint and the pedestal hint.
Yeah, those were really helpful. The boots hint is what forced me to eventually do pod, like do Aga for pod, because I didn't want to go to Eastern whenever I already had the mirror. I could just do Aga and then pod and Eastern together. And then, yeah, the flute hint. Flute requires 3 pendants. That was really big to find. So I can't think of any others that were super helpful. Like, I know there was one about the ice rod, but I already had that forever ago. So
Everybody did.
yeah, I kind of figured.
So update on the other runners. Relkin's facing down the pig. Edium just picked up the butter. And Leslie is in Mire.
Which is their second to last dungeon? Unless they clear desert and
desert, and they're off to the tower. And we'll see if Edium goes full left or decides to abort for a right side check. And Hundo GT. As Relkin finishes the Big Pig with an official SRL time of, if you would please,
sorry. With an official SRL time where is he? 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 52 seconds. Relkin finishes in 11th place. Let's see here.
and looks like Etium is just going to play full left side, going down to the Ice Armos.
Indeed. I mean, the right-hand side didn't have anything useful anyway, if I remember right, so...
It had a mushroom for cheap drugs.
The mushroom was here in Bosches, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think...
There was an ether.
I can't remember what was on the right side. Nothing particularly useful, at least. I mean, there's not really all that much to say about it. I feel like it was fairly open, but also like nudged you in certain direction because of like that hint with the boots and like Mitts being in swamp and everything.
Yeah, I would agree from a runner perspective. It just felt like everything was pretty nice and linear once you got the hint about the flute. Because at that point, you just knew if you're walking past a dungeon, you have to do it. So it felt like everything just kind of seemed like a natural flow, at least for me.
Mm.
So 163 locations. It seemed like it'd be a lot more.
Yeah, you have to consider all the things that I saw and didn't get, like the item on the Desert Torch or like Hylia Island, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There were quite a number of those.
And of course, we didn't get...
You want to see if Rock can...
Go ahead. What was it? Oh, yeah, I guess I'll... 1 second. Alright, Rilkin struggling a little bit with Discord, so we'll see if they can get that figured out and join us here as well. So, one question I do have actually, Zell. You went and picked up my shit. Was that hoping you could find the sword or silvers?
Yeah, I figured I was close enough to the big chest again as tower. It's like it never gets open. Let's give it a little bit of a hello. See if there was something in there.
Yeah, if you get the big key from the basement, you might as well.
Yeah, if you're still looking for a sword or silvers, maybe, and like maybe able to please the crowd a bit.
Yeah, when you're on Restream, you always think about a few other things. Like that's why I did LSD blind. It's like, oh, I'm on the Restream. Let's have some fun.
Oh, love that blind fight. That's a classic.
Oh, and Leslie and Atium both on Lanmolas, just different variations of it. Leslie in the one on Desert Palace, while Atium is fighting the one in GT.
So how big was this field? Like 48 runners?
Yeah.
And we're now just getting into the second quarter of finishers. So Edium's about to get to the top 4 chests. Leslie beginning climbing of the mountain.
Indeed. I did not catch what the witch was saying in the credits, so...
Cheap drugs.
Cheap drugs. So that's cash.
A big 20 or less. So it looks like Edium's going to be pretty much going into the big pig fight the same way Relkin did. Picked up that blue goo on the climb. So 3 bottles there.
Yeah, I imagine that Etium was hoping to find the silver arrows. Only run on Restream who has found them is Leslie, because they did the Smith chain. And on to Aghanim 2 here for sorry, not Leslie, Etium. Leslie's opening Gannett's Tower. Yeah, those patterns on Aghanim 2 are not very fun today. And down goes the wizard. Meanwhile, Leslie picking up the Half Magic and Red Mail on the right side there. And Etium is going to be lifted off and dropped on top of the pyramid.
Leslie gets that Half Magic and Red Mail. Gonna dive left side.
We'll at least find a bunch of keys. And then depending on and the Kinaberna, and depending on if they mirror out or not, we'll either find the Butter Sword or go full ride and get the big. With the gold sword, of course, Ganon's not much of a deal. And looks like Leslie is going left, so we'll get the butter sword. And a whole bunch of other garbage. On to phase 3. We're almost done with phase... Well, on phase 4. Almost done with phase 3. Down out to phase 4. Etium just needs a couple more spins, taking down the big pig for some fresh blue bacon.
I love buttered bacon.
Even if it's blue?
You butter it, and then you cook it afterward.
But blue.
I mean, Etium does have a fire rod, just saying.
I mean, unless you burn it to charcoal, it's still gonna be blue.
Hey, I haven't had lunch, thank you very much.
Fair enough. And down goes Ganon for Etium. Get your GGs in chat, everybody. Finishing third on the restream here. With an official SRL time of 2 hours, 1 minute, and 18 seconds. Almost getting that sub 2 here. Etium finishes in 22nd place, not second. 22nd place.
So see if Etium wants to join us in the booth as Leslie begins the fight against our most...
Fittingly enough, Etium was in fact 2 minutes late for sub 2.
Yep.
Alright, so we have Relkin in the Discord here joining us. GG's Relkin.
Hi, GG.
So, that overworld.
Yeah, I mean, the route kind of just like said, hey, you should go this way around the overworld and let that be it. And that indeed it was.
So,
Are you wondering about Silvers by any chance?
I saw they were in the Dark World, so not really.
Lunchbox.
Okay, that's not worth going after.
yeah, so, how do you feel about this pseudo all dungeon seed?
Oh no, it definitely was an all dungeon seed.
I mean, it wasn't all dungeon seed, but the label wasn't all dungeons. That's why it's pseudo.
I mean, this is only the second time I've ever had an Aga plus Ped seed, so.
Yeah.
I mean, to me it's just, I don't know, to me it's just another rando seed, and it kind of like, so since it telegraphed it so easily, I was like, well, I know how to do my routing this time.
And joining us as well is Etium GG's.
Hey, GG.
So, since the question was posited to Relkin just now, I'll posit it to you. You want to know where the silver arrows were?
Sure.
They were in the lunchbox.
Yeah, I never did any of the Smith chain.
Yeah.
Leslie was the only one that did.
Yeah. So that
Now,
was
the rest of the overworld, on the other hand, different story.
Yeah, that was a stacked overworld.
Yeah, too bad the last location, the Mitts and Swamp. I actually triple dipped Swamp.
Oh yeah, I saw you, when you defeated Argus, you stepped back in. Did you just think about going left side and then decided differently?
No, I was just checking how many items were left, and I saw there was only one item, so I decided to skip it. If there was two, I was probably going back in.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you got the hammer after you checked that bomb chest, right? If I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a play I make often. It's
not a long check, and most people don't do it to just go in swamp just to hope the hammer's in there. So, I mean, it doesn't pay off often, but when it does, it's a huge advantage. At least
Yeah.
GT had all kinds of goodies inside.
Yeah. GT was basically the safety tower, yeah. So, how do you feel about this being a legendary Aga Pet Seed?
I've had a lot of ped seeds lately, and I play a lot of all dungeon goals anyway, so it doesn't really bother me too much.
Yeah, you were, I think, the only runner that didn't go into top tier fairly early on, so you got that hint much later.
Yeah, but I was starting to get a little suspicious when I got everything for Turtle Rock so early, and then I got a hint that the green pendant was nothing. So, even if that hint hadn't been in Hera, I was planning to finish Hera anyway, just in case it was a ped seed. And then I just got the hint right there. I was like, okay.
Also helps when the key for T-Rock is under the mat.
Yeah, that didn't help me because I didn't do. I just wanted it to be quick.
Well, at least one of the dungeons is needed Quake.
Only thing good to come out of ice.
Yeah.
Leslie is not opening the last chest, but instead opting to bomb it. Probably an expression of their opinion of the seed.
It's alright, Leslie only missed 10 arrows, no big.
Yeah.
Was I the first one into Swamp by any chance? Do you remember?
Yes, you were actually the first one into Swamp.
Okay, that makes sense, because, yeah, I had a lot of stuff left open, and I thought the Titansmiths were probably going to be in Hera or something. So that's why I skipped left side. But if I'd done Swamp much later and didn't have much left, yeah, I'd probably go in for that one last item.
Yeah, I think everybody went into Swamp after finding the hammer in Hot Cave, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
There may have been one person that didn't and was checking the bomb chest early.
That was me.
Well, I mean, out of the other runners.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Relkin and Selga, both you did Swamp right after finding that hammer, right?
Yeah, that's what I did. As soon as I got the hammer from Hype Cave, just went straight down to Swamp.
Did you guys double dip Swamp, or did you clear it out on the first go?
If you count going back in after Argus as a double dip, I did that. But otherwise, I went straight back for it.
That's what I meant.
I did it all one dip.
Yeah, see, I ended up last locationing that Titansmith.
Oh, rip.
So that definitely cost me some time.
Meanwhile, Leslie Pro begins the Ganon fight.
With Gold Sword, a Red Mail, and the Silver Arrows, Ganon's gonna be smoked in no time.
Oh, this was quite the seed anyway. I'm glad I did that Lumberjack check early, because I read it quite a bit different knowing the hookshot was there.
So are you all going to sign up for the next All Dungeons race that gets featured?
Yeah.
That, actually is
Probably.
billed as an All Dungeons instead of as an open...
I'm sure chat enjoyed this seed.
Oh yeah, chat was very excited about the legendary double Aga and Pet Seed. Of course, people have also hoped that Tile Room would be where the big key is.
Yeah, that late big key cost me the sub 2.
That's where the book could be.
And Tile Room, yeah, we haven't seen that. I wasn't thinking it could only have been in like Mire or I think we've seen both of the desert items as well. So I think
Yeah, Desert was full check. That's where the net came from, I believe. The Relkin picked up.
Yeah, and of course with the Gold Sword and the Silver Arrows, the Ganon fight, no problem at all. GG's to Leslie finishing up here as rear end on the stream, but not overall. Finishes in 30th place with an official surround time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 28 seconds. GG's.
And that's still beating a quarter of the field. That's good by my book, because I'm a scrub.
And
Seed was horrendous as a wet, smelly fart. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that was a thing.
yeah, that was a seat.
I enjoyed this sequence. It was interesting. I just wish that the only thing that really I thought was bad was that glove in left side swamp.
Yeah, I mean, obviously between all the runners we had on screen, like it was only like I think by the time we saw the left side swamp, I think it was only like Spike Cave and the Magic Bat and left side swamp left over. So
Yeah, Spike Cave couldn't have logically had that glove, so it would have just been Magic Bat in that scenario.
mhm.
Now, with all the bad things people are saying about this seed, there was one thing that was probably the most convenient that I ever saw. Vanilla Shovel.
Well, only if you have the mirror.
Which you all did real early, so like I said,
that wasn't a
Not
lot
profitable.
Thing, right?
Zelga went full right. So that's the only way I could have finished on Master Sword.
you couldn't have.
Oh,
Zelda did
yeah, Ether was on right.
No, Ether wasn't left. I think it was in the Fire Snake room.
I just noticed that you only had 2 swords. Everyone else had gold sword.
Yep, I did my normal gated strategy, which was I had 3 keys from chest after the Stalfos room, so I mirrored and went hard right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Ether was on left. I got my left and right backwards. It's been a heck of a seed.
I'm trying to think where. What other sword did you miss? Out of curiosity.
It sounds like Spike Cave, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So let's round this whole seed out. Leslie Pro, welcome. GG. And so, how'd you realize you were playing an all dungeon?
The second I saw that Tower of Harahint that said that the flute required 3 pendants, and at that point, that hint tile needed to be burned and destroyed.
Oh, it was a good hint.
Yeah,
Which is why
like
I bombed it.
Hey, be glad it's not V29 where there were no hints.
Oh God. Let's just say what happened at the pedestal would have happened in that version. Just saying. But the other part of that seed that really screwed me up was my execution. You guys saw how that was just literally the worst Trinex fight I've had in ages. So thankfully I was able to get it on like the 4th try? That was rough.
So I hope you are all happy with the seed I rolled for you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, but this seed was so bad. I'm actually going to share it with Crazy Sunshine in her Discord because there's a spot for cursed seeds like this. This would be a perfect fit.
Oh, yeah, it's giving me some Plando ideas. I will admit that.
I figure some of y'all get Plando ideas from this one. But thankfully, I was at least happy with finding the silvers. Although tempered, really, Spike Cave, I could have used that. I could have used that minutes prior, because I almost died to Argus. Like, ugh. Yeah.
You were the only one of the featured 4 that actually went for those silvers. The only things that we did not find were bottle number 4 and the book.
Look, did anybody open Moldorm's last possession? Because I
Yes.
know I did not.
That
I
was,
was like, nope.
Arrows, I think.
10 arrows, yeah.
I might have helped forget him, but I was good. But yeah, hopefully you guys found my, basically my reactions to be comical, because there were some good ones in there, I'll admit.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing Moon Pearl at Zora Ledge, I'm like, really? After I Galaxy Brain early Act 1, because I knew where the hook shot was, so I was like, okay, we can do this, get it out of the way. That gamble just did not pay off, because I was hoping Moon Pearl would be at Astrala, because that would have made that play look like a Galaxy Brain 9000.
Well, hey, at least the boots were in pod, and we got the hint for that.
I didn't see that hint, and I stupidly left that behind, so that's another one I could have cleaned up. But really, that and the execution were the only two things I could have done differently in a seed that turned out to be a real hot stinker. Kind of like the Red Sox bullpen of late.
Oof.
Man.
Yeah, any baseball fans out there, that is definitely some intended shots.
All right, I think with that, everything that can be said about this seed has. So, Red, why don't you take us out of here?
Right, so we are not done yet with speed gaming events today, of course. Even though SGDQ is going on, we're still going to have some streams going on. So we are going to have if you don't have enough ALTTPR, there is going to be an Overworld Glitches tournament match coming up at 9 p.m., so in about an hour or so. Here on Speed Gaming. Over on Speed Gaming 2, we're going to have a Luigi's Mansion No Out of Bounds tournament, also at 9 p.m. On Speed Gaming 3 at 10 p.m., the Mega Man 2 Randomizer showcase race. It's a showcase race from the tournament, my bad. So that is going to happen. If you're interested to see what a Mega Man 2 rando is going to do, and over on Speed Gaming 4, also at 10 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a Zelda 1 randomizers race, which is, by the way, a really fun watch. I really recommend. If you never saw the Zelda 1 rando, that's a really fun watch. So that's the weekly race for that coming up. And yeah, that's all for us. What's going to happen tonight, I think. So yeah, that's all for today. As I said, check out those races coming up at 9 and 10 p.m. respectively, if you're interested. Otherwise, from me, from our trackers, Professor Renderer and Seiryu X, thank you to them. Our restrained runners, Etium, Leslie Pearl, Relkin, and Zelga. And of course, from our not restrained runners as well, GG's to them, thank you for running. And JTN, my co-commentary today.
Oh yeah, Red, we worked pretty well as a team there. Thank you for the support there. Couldn't have done it without you, and hopefully the next seat will be a little shorter.
Better not let me roll it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Also, GG, Zelga, you've been killing it lately. It's like every race I'm in, you've won lately.
Yeah, it's been a lucky streak lately. I'm not gonna lie. I'm waiting for it to crash down on me, but it's been going well. I can't lie about that.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, the next one of these I'm able to get into is a. Honestly, I think I would have preferred a botched jet seed to this, but that's just me. Because then I know what I did wrong. Here, you're just left scratching your head. That's all I can say about that. GG, guys.
And GG to you, Leslie. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Of course, also check out SGQ. That has started already. And with that, I think we're gonna say peace out.